Oh, get me a drink. Be warm. Dead Man Down. The trailer was really good.
Yeah, the trailer, I think, was maybe better than the movie was.
Maybe.
It was more concise.
It's a very well-made movie. It's a very, very well-made movie. It's pretty to look at.
Yeah,
it's well acted.
It's very well shot. And I mean, yeah, it's one of the things that kind of got me when we first saw the trailer. I know we touched on it, was that it's like, it has that little WWE Films production on there, and my first thought is shit like The Marine and like,
well, now you don't know. The Call might be really good.
it could be.
Throughout the whole thing, this is really disappointing. I actually was really looking forward to this, and I don't think it's a bad movie.
It's just, it's instantly forgettable kind of for me.
When it ended, I was, what was the point? Really? What was the point? The movie, it's one of those movies that thinks it's a lot smarter than it is.
Yeah, it's a real kind of like it drops you right in the middle of events as they've already been happening. And there's a lot of like revenge plots going on
that really don't have much to do with one another either.
No. But like there's all this shit with like double lives and backstabbing and like blackmail, and there's every conceivable thing put in this pot.
Do you think maybe there's like a 2.5-hour version of this movie that exists? Like, it wouldn't...
That one wasn't it?
That was an hour 50 minutes.
Wow.
Not that it would take away from a lot of the problems that I had with it, but it would at least fix some, because it came across more like just a bunch of scenes that just happen. Like, Terrence Howard, hey, here's the scene where he figures out that his phone is bugged. No lead up to it, just he figures out his phone is bugged.
Yeah, literally, it cuts from a scene of, like, Colin Farrell and Noomi Rapace doing something, like, on a date thing. And then it just literally cuts to him. He's sitting in... I don't know if that was his bedroom or a fucking hotel room.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. He's just in a room, sitting on a bed, literally just taking apart his cell phone, and then pulls out, like, a little, like, bug. It's like, you sneaky son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's it. Cut. End of scene.
That's what I mean. Like, is there a much longer version of this between that and what you said, too, about just being dropped really into the middle of this thing at the very beginning of it?
There's no lead-in. It's just, like, we're there as shit's already going down. Like, Terrence Howard's been getting mailed, like, bits of pictures and cryptic notes and shit. So, like, the whole, like, first...
Mr. Enigma. Edward Nigma.
Honestly, though, I mean, really, it's about that level.
The plot of this movie is also radically different than what it is in the trailer.
Yeah.
Did you... Because and I saw this trailer quite a bit. The trailer makes it look like Terrence Howard's
the one that... Yeah.
That she wants dead.
That is entirely what I thought. Until, like, they pull up, like, I want you to kill that guy. And I'm like, the guy that looks kind of like Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah. The trailer makes it look like Colin Farrell works for... which he does, but it makes it look like he works for this crime boss that's Terrence Howard, and then Noomi Rapace blackmails him into killing his boss, Terrence Howard, because Terrence Howard disfigured her. That's not what's happening in this movie at fucking all.
Well, and the trailer really makes it seem like, too, like he actually disfigured her. And, like, no, as soon as it comes up, it's like, oh, I was in a car accident.
Because of the trailer, I thought she was lying the first time she said that in the movie. Then, oh, apparently that is what happened. She's disfigured because a drunk driver hit her and then essentially got away with it. So she blackmails Colin Farrell into killing this drunk driver, while Colin Farrell is also working on his own revenge plot against Terrence Howard, who killed Colin Farrell's family a couple years prior. That's what the movie's about, and neither of these plots intersect with each other at all, to the point to where
I kind of figured there was going to be some kind of like overlap at
there's
some
not at all. It's to the point to where like I mean, Noomi Rapace she is really good in this. She is. What was the point of her character? There wasn't. Why did that need to be in this movie? I guess like if that's not in the movie,
needed a damsel in distress.
I guess. Like, between that and the Dominic Cooper stuff was really kind of annoying, because he's just...
I'll put this out there. I really do like Dominic Cooper.
I like Dominic Cooper, too.
I was telling Letty that, honestly, like, the way he has, like, his goatee and his hair kind of slicked back, like, he really does kind of look like a, kind of a deflated Danny McBride. Like, I'm like...
Thinner.
Kind of like somebody let the air out of him.
Yeah.
But I generally really enjoy him.
Yeah.
He was great in Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, he keeps showing up, and he is either the luckiest or the cleverest, like, street level thug anyone could ever have. Like,
he's just happening to find out all this information just by sheer fucking convenience. Like, it turns out that Colin Farrell is this Hungarian immigrant, I guess.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard and his gang had killed his family, but how do they not, throughout this whole thing, this was driving me nuts. How do they not know that that's him? Like, do they not... They know who's the guy who's trying to kill him. By about the halfway point, they figure out that it's this Laszlo guy. Does no one remember what he fucking looked like?
Yeah, because it's not like it happened and they were just kind of like not really a part of it. Like no, his daughter got shot while they were like trying to like shake down some people who were living in this apartment complex.
Yeah.
And so Colin Farrell and his wife were like had been talking to prosecutors. Were going to take the stand to testify against them, and that's when Terrence Howard sent some people to kind of make sure that didn't happen. So obviously they knew who the hell he was and what he looked like,
and
so they could fucking find him.
They would know what he looked like, and it isn't like he messed up his face or anything.
He
shaved. That was it. It shows pictures of him like fucking beforehand with his family, and he looks the same except his beard's a little shaggier. Like, that's it.
Well, yeah. It's like from the other day when I had a big shaggy beard and then I trimmed it down. Obviously, I am in fucking disguise right now.
I know. I've forgotten to shave the past couple of days too. Shit.
But yeah, it's just it's so bizarre because like they set up all these like intricate plots that like he's also sending weird letters and bits of pictures to these Albanians who were actually like the bagmen that Terrence Howard had take care of his family. Why there's so many like Hungarians and Albanians, like I don't know why they had to be so specific. I don't know if that really is like is there a lot of Hungarian Albanian tension in New York City these days? I don't know, but it was just weird and oddly specific for no reason. And like, why did he have to be Hungarian?
Well, yeah,
that's just peculiar to me.
Well, between that and, like, stuff I was just confused about through the whole thing, because, again, it's like you said, you're just kind of dropped in there. Like, all of a sudden, he's got some guy abducted an abandoned ship, and all of a sudden, like, they keep talking about this Paul throughout the whole movie, who's seen, like, once at the beginning of it.
In a
freezer, dead, and they keep talking about him as if I'm supposed to know who the fuck this guy was or anything about this character. I don't, other than the fact that was his fucking name.
But everyone is fucking devastated. Like,
who was he?
Because like Terrence Howard was like, he seemed like he was perturbed by getting all these letters and pictures with like his eyes cut out of him and shit like that. But then they killed Paul. Motherfuckers crossed the line when they killed Paul. I guess. We don't know. I mean, maybe he was a really good guy.
Maybe it really sucks that he died. I don't know, because I'm not one of the characters in this fucking movie.
Maybe that's what one of those extra half hours was that we didn't see.
I would almost guarantee that there's about a half hour that was taken out of this. But regardless of that, maybe pacing would have been better. Maybe some of it would have been less confusing. But there is still I don't know how an extra half hour would explain how the fuck they don't know who this guy is. Well, Colin Farrell.
And one thing that, I mean, it really fucking didn't help things towards the beginning either, was and I don't know, maybe it was just me, or maybe it was just our theater, but it was really fucking dark.
I noticed that too.
That whole fucking movie takes place like at twilight.
I did notice that.
Dark.
I couldn't tell if that was just the movie or if it was just our projector, because we did see it in one of the smaller rooms.
But I mean, it's still, you know, one of the auditoriums here. I mean, they should all be converted over to like the.
That's true. We weren't at the other theater.
Yeah, we were at the one where they have like the fucking Alex Cross like hand crank fucking slide projector. It wasn't even a movie. It was a goddamn flip book.
This is snuff film edited down to a PG-13. Oh, well, I also like throughout it, like, because of her scars in it, she's like getting picked on by like kids and shit. Like,
she doesn't even look that bad.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, she's Noomi Rapace. She still looks good. I mean, like, she's just got some scars on her face. She's still beautiful.
Yeah, it was just like a few scratches. Like, she didn't look like fucking Mel Gibson in Forever Young.
Yeah, or Man Without a Face, and like, their kids are treating her like fucking Quasimodo and shit, like writing mocks.
I am not an animal.
Yeah, like they're gonna. She's fucking John Merrick. They're gonna chase her down into the alley.
And no, and honestly, from a distance, you couldn't even see it.
No, you couldn't.
Like, yeah, if you were sitting like from me to you from her, you could probably be like, oh shit, yeah, she got some scars.
She's got like some scars which, by the way, seemed like, I don't know, a little makeup could fix that. Like, really, it's
a little touch up.
Yeah, just some touch ups on there.
Concealer, maybe.
Like,
I mean, she is a beautician.
Yeah, no shit.
I just kept waiting for this.
Is she both the beautician and the beast? Sorry.
I died.
Did that kill you a little bit?
I just kept waiting, though, for this to cross over with the side effects.
Yeah.
Like, this is the continuation.
The last half is an anti-drug movie.
But that's sort of a thing, though, with all these different plots and these different revenge stories, and this the odd way things kept shaking down is like, I just kept thinking, like, it would be a better movie if it was just
the Colin Farrell stuff.
If it was just the Colin Farrell part, or if it was just the Noomi Rapace part, with her getting her own fucking revenge and not being like, hey, I saw that you kill people.
Who was that
I got
guy?
that on my phone, so you should probably kill this guy for me.
Who was that guy that he even killed? Did you catch it?
He never said, and they never explained it.
He just happened to kill some guy in his apartment.
Right in front of his giant picture window that faces another building.
Another fucking apartment building.
It's like 20 feet away. I mean, she got really good quality on her fucking phone. Just like, oh shit, oh fuck, he's killing that guy.
Yeah, they made sure to show those phones quite a bit in this movie.
I'm gonna save the shit out of the...
They made sure to get those phones in a lot of shots in this movie. And there are good scenes in it sporadically. Like, really, they're good together. Colin Farrell and Noomi Rapace are. They are like. the part where they're like on their date at the beginning and stuff like that.
It was nice and awkward.
Yeah.
And it's like you didn't know anything about her yet. So, I mean, it seemed like kind of interesting that way, but there were a lot of scenes that just went nowhere. Like the scene where after Terrence Howard finds that bug in his phone, he makes that phone call about like, oh yeah, only you and me know about this thing I'm doing tonight. We're gonna be at this abandoned ass building. Hope to see you there. Click. Hoping for Colin Farrell to overhear that. But then Colin Farrell shows up at the building and it's like, oh shit, I know why you're here. And he's like, looks all surprised. It's like, oh yeah, here's that food you ordered and had me go get for you. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, and that was a scene that was weird because
again in the trailer that scene
was longer in the trailer. That scene was longer. It had lines in the trailer that aren't in that right there because that scene there was some good tension there in that scene because they're both really good, and it is sort of like, does he know? He fucking should, but it's like, does he know or doesn't he or what exactly is, and then the scene just ends, and it was distracting because the trailer had lines in that scene that aren't in the actual movie. So when that scene ended, I'm like, is it gonna go back to that later, or was or whatever? But so that kind of took me out of it a little bit because it just abruptly fucking ends.
Yeah, I don't know. There were just a lot of scenes that just kind of did that. It almost made me think they had a much different movie, and then they shot more and made it into this.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, it's got a couple of shootouts that are pretty good. The ending is a little anticlimactic because there is a shootout at the end, and that started out kind of good. He drives the truck in, and it was well shot. It was a well shot scene, and then Terrence Howard and that what nationality was that?
Albanian.
The Albanian guy.
Which they all had shaved heads.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing.
And Noomi Rapace distracts him by putting in this video that Colin Farrell wanted her to mail to. I don't know why the fuck he did that in the first place, but and then when the guy's watching it. Because basically Colin Farrell with this video makes it look like Terrence Howard killed this Albanian dude's brother. And so the guy sees it at the end, and he and Terrence Howard are pointing guns at each other and shit. Why would that guy believe that? Why would that guy believe that fucking video when they know there is somebody who's been double-crossing them this entire time? They just
uncovered the fact between the two of them that this guy has been plotting their death. They've figured out why. They figured out oh shit, this is the guy we thought we killed, and he has come back for revenge. He has obviously laid out this very intricate fucking plan. And then it's no, Terrence Howard did it.
Yeah, and then they just both point guns at each other. They shoot. Colin Farrell comes in and sees that Terrence Howard is, I guess, dead. He kind of looks down at him oh, all right. Leaves. Really? That's the end of your fucking revenge movie? He doesn't even get his own revenge. It just happens while he's in the other room. He doesn't even pop an extra couple of bullets into the fucking guy.
Well, and that was immediately my problem with it. He goes in there, he kind of looks at him all right, let's go. And then they just leave him motherfucker, your revenge plot started because they thought they killed you and they didn't. And now you're exacting revenge. You think you would be the one guy that would double check to make sure every fucking person you're killing is dead?
Yeah. Especially him. Especially Terrence Howard.
No, he's just I heard somebody shoot him and he's laying down.
I guess he's dead.
I don't know.
Oh, no, wait. He was just shot in the hand. Oops. Sequel.
Dead Man Downer. Down harder.
The Return of Durand. In terms of Colin Farrell movies released by original films companies, it's better than Total Recall.
True.
You and I kind of scoffed a little when we saw that at the beginning. Like, wait, this looks really familiar.
Yeah. Well, at least this one was an original film. That still fucking cracks me up. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That's your company name? You're gonna do a remake? Fucking really? That took fucking balls.
They did take balls. Mm-hmm.
Like, at least this one was an original film. Like, I was thinking at the beginning, like, all right. You get a pass this time. Everybody gets one.
Yeah. Would you recommend seeing this?
I mean, this one I would only really recommend as sort of like if like, you know, you have like a tradition of like oh man, new movie's coming out and you're gonna go see one. If you've literally seen everything else that's out, I'd say go ahead and watch it.
And you want to see the poor man's Drive. It's kind of what this is, really. Like, I was throughout a lot of this, I was kind of like, is this trying to be like Drive?
That's probably what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Not that there's similar plot elements or anything like that. Just the tone of a lot of it, the bleakness of a lot of it, even how his character acts, honestly.
Well, even his, like, almost, like, going out of his way to not have conversation most of the time.
Yeah. I was thinking that a lot during this movie.
And a random celebrity cameo as a mafia.
Armando Sante. See, it needed more Armando Sante. You have Armando Sante in your movie. You only put him in one scene.
They dusted him off. They put him in that scene. Yeah. Now they're going to put him back in storage.
Reprising his role as John Gotti. F. Murray Abraham popping up a couple of times.
You know, cuz.
Yeah. Murray Abraham, right on. Don't trust him, Colin. He killed Mozart.
It's honestly like they were sitting around like, who haven't we seen in a while?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend seeing this in the theater.
Yeah, I mean, this would be like a decent enough rental.
I guess. Like, I would say, like, maybe if they release, like, some kind of extended version of this, maybe that might be a little better, or at least maybe a little more coherent. It wouldn't solve all the fucking movie's problems. But.
Well, and this is still one of the big things for me. And I mean, I realize it probably was originally supposed to be this way, but that ending, like the big firefight,
yeah,
that just really felt like they wanted a happy ending to the movie, you know, like
for the two of them to end up together.
Yeah, like I still think like it would have been a much better movie if his plan had worked. Like if they, you know, because there was that fucking epic shot of him just like sitting, just like
with
ready
the gun.
To go.
Yeah, and they have the new, like you said earlier, Noomi Rapace as the damsel in distress, and he has to go save her because she fucks up his plan.
And then they fall in love, and it's all fucking wine and roses. I just, that felt really contrived.
Also, too, the fact it's a well shot scene. The whole movie's well shot. It's a very well made movie. It's a pretty it's a pretty looking film.
They had very competent
cinematography
in it.
They really did. Just not a very good script behind it. But in that firefight there at the end too, it is kind of like. Boy, he really trained his shit to be this ace. Fucking...
suddenly a different movie.
Yeah, it's suddenly a different movie, and he's also like fucking SEAL Team 6 going in there and shit.
Like, he's suddenly okay, they showed in his little bunker that he built into his apartment somehow. I'm sure there's zoning restrictions, but he doesn't have a fucking landlord. Guy never comes around.
Maybe that's who he killed, so that he could build that room. Now it makes sense.
We're building on it. Yeah. But yeah, like, all of a sudden, like, he's got all kinds of fucking guns. Where, like, earlier on, we saw him, like, wheeling and dealing to, like, get a hold of a sniper rifle, but apparently everything else he already owned.
Yeah.
And, fucking like body armor and shit, and just goes in there literally guns blazing. Like it honestly, it felt more like a scene out of Total Recall.
Yeah, because
like
it's more well made than Total Recall.
Well, but... Yeah, but like it felt like it suddenly was like, oh man, there's not enough action in this, and we need to still call this an action movie.
Yeah.
Fucking balls out, just everything. Mm-hmm. That's honestly how it came across to me. It was like,
yeah, it's like, so we could show a lot of that in the trailer.
Yeah, all of that in the trailer.
Yeah, between that and the fight scene at the beginning. Oh, sweet, my train's here.
I gotta go.
I gotta go, guys. Sorry.
Hobo Brad riding the rails.
Yeah. And I don't think I really have anything else necessarily about it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad movie. No, I don't. I mean, because it is well acted. It's guy who did Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, so of course it looks good. Still, great trailer. Really great trailer. Honestly, just watch that.
Just over and over again.
Yeah. So I just that was severely disappointing. Which in a way almost hurts more than Die Hard 5. Because I knew that was gonna suck. Okay, yeah. Die Hard 5 was, even though I went into that with really low expectations, that still managed to be way worse than I thought it was gonna be. Because that was fucking unwatchable.
Well, because no matter how much you expect it to suck, you still have that nostalgia back there.
Yeah.
And you spend the entire movie being like, it's like, but like it. Like when this happened in the first one, it was so good.
Yeah, That was
like, why can't there be a scene like in the second one when he's in, like shoots the gun? Like where's that? Or like the fun, like the fun banter, like with him and Zeus. You know, where's? No, just none of that.
The quarterback is toast. Police have themselves an RV.
God, I love that movie.
Hans, you made your point, motherfucker. Let him pull back. Thank you, Mr. Cowboy. I'll take that under consideration. Hit it again. I watched Die Hard again last weekend with someone who'd never seen it before, and she says to me, goes like, all right, we're gonna watch this, but you cannot quote the whole movie while we're watching it. Fuck!
That is a very hard...
It's a very tall order you're asking me right there. Watching the whole movie, biting my tongue, like... We're both professionals. This is personal. Oh, fuck, damn it.
That's one of those things, like, you gotta watch it just like, oh, I'm just gonna hold on to this pillow. What was that? Nothing. Did you just... Febreze? It smells really good.
Did you just say we're gonna need some more FBI guys, I guess? I was in junior high, dickhead. Oh no, we've gotten into just quoting Die Hard.
Which was much more fun than this movie.
But yeah. We should have just stayed home and just quoted Die Hard.
Honestly, in all honesty, it's what we were doing before we went into the movie too.
Yeah.
We got all the Ellis stuff out of the way early.
Oh yeah. Hey, John Boy. We'll be back in a few. Well, come on, Sean. What are you, embarrassed? It's a Rolex. Alright, trailers.
We got, I don't know if you'd gotten it before. I know I missed the past couple weeks. But we got that one for, what is it, Place Behind... Beyond the Pines? Beyond or Behind?
Beyond.
Beyond the Pines. Yeah, that looked good. I hadn't seen that trailer yet.
Fuck, I really want to see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's
because now I gotta take shit like with a fucking grain of salt now.
It's like, oh man, that trailer looked awesome. Movie probably sucks. What am I saying? It's fucking Rygas, man.
Yeah, right?
It's still covered with fucking tattoos, like he's fucking like
chain smoking and shit.
Fucking Travis Barker. Kind of fucking like, what was that like? I couldn't tell if it was a scar or a tattoo of a knife that was bleeding.
I couldn't tell either.
He still looked fucking dreamy.
Yeah, very dreamy. Very, very, very dreamy. That does look good.
I swooned. I'm not gonna lie about that. I swooned.
Should have gone and seen Gangster Squad.
I fucking still need to see that.
It's a good movie. I think was that when you guys were at Haunted House?
Yes.
They both answered simultaneously. Yes, motherfucker.
You can't see, but she's giving me the biggest look of contempt right now.
I like how you're the asshole. It was your idea to go see that.
Well, no, but
I was all like, Brian, look, I'll go see a Haunted House. Brian's like, no, dude, no. You go see Gangster Squad. I think Letty wants to see Haunted House.
No, the problem is...
Oh, really?
She was honestly gonna just go to see Gangster Squad. Like, get back in the car. No, it wasn't my idea. But no, it was the sort of thing, though, that Letty was gonna... it's like, okay, well, you go have fun at the movie,
yeah.
And then she was just gonna go see Gangster Squad. But I'm like, honey...
Didn't you come in and watch, like, the last 10 minutes or something?
Well, because our movie was, like...
That fucking movie ended.
75 minutes.
Believe me, it didn't even feel that fucking long. It was the quickest movie I've ever sat through.
We got, Trance, that looks pretty good.
That looks really fucking good. But
I really couldn't tell fuck all what it was about, but it looked pretty.
Yeah.
It looked like a Danny Boyle film.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I will watch anything that Danny Boyle does. Like, honestly, like, several of his movies are on, like, my favorite movie list. Like, fucking Sunshine is amazing.
That movie rocks.
James McAvoy, really fucking good. I'll watch about anything with fucking Rosario Dawson in it. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
No.
Other people in the movie as well, I'm sure, past those
fine.
two. I'm sure they do a commendable job. I don't give a shit.
That does look fun. Like, I don't know if this is what the actual, like, kind of plot is, because I really couldn't tell that much about it, but certain things that it was showing, I was sort of sitting there like, I think this is kind of the plot of the last Universal Soldier I watched, which, if it is, awesome. The movie was surprisingly awesome.
Yeah, it seemed like McAvoy's got some sort of knowledge in his head, but he can't remember it. And, like, Rosario Dawson's trying to do, like, regression therapy, like regression hypnosis. But it seems like she might just be putting shit in his head. I don't know. Like,
I don't either, but I'm intrigued.
Like, to the point, like, he didn't know.
Yeah. Let's hope that movie doesn't just drop us in the middle of it. Or if it does, I hope it does it well.
Well, it's Danny Boyle. Yeah, a movie like they were showing us in that trailer, I kind of expect that one to just start with, like, well, kind of like how, like, Inception starts with just, like, you're in the middle of something already in progress. Dead Man Down, I did not expect that. I expected a normal movie opening.
With a normal structure and plot points that somehow will eventually intersect with each other, but never fucking do.
It's like the movie had two different cars and it was just driving in the same direction, but they never really... You know, it's like you don't pay attention to the guy, like, 2 lanes over from you.
Yeah.
And neither did this.
Yeah.
What other trailers?
The new Iron Man 3 trailer.
Oh, yeah, the new Iron Man trailer. That looked fucking great.
Yeah, I'm glad
I
we got
hadn't seen that one yet.
I did. Dave showed it to me on his phone the other night, but I could barely hear any of it. Thanks, Dave.
No. You got to hold it right next to your head.
Oh,
full
okay.
theater
All right.
experience.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear it just fine.
You got to cup the back so that you can hear, because we're outside.
I'm actually really surprised that we didn't get the trailer for The Call. 1, I've been getting that trailer a lot, and 2, it's also a WWE film.
Yeah, that's kind of... Like, I've been to movies before where it's just like, oh, it's a Paramount movie, so all fucking Paramount trailers. It would have nothing to do with anything. It's like action movie, suspense movie, action movie, love story.
Yeah.
It's like, well, whatever.
Yeah. And, well, I'm glad, because we did the first Iron Man 3 trailer, we'd gotten quite a bit. Like, I'm glad there's a new one.
Yeah, that was something I was really hoping for. Like, like the last time I saw that one here at the theater, I'm like, fuck, make a new trailer already. Mm-hmm. We're getting pretty close to May. You can,
you can make another trailer.
Make another fucking trailer. Which, I mean, it was not disappointing. Like, they
it's a good trailer.
A lot of really cool stuff going on. Plus, I really like that Iron Man poster they got up in there now, too.
Yeah.
That looked pretty bitchin'.
Better than the one next to it. Was that The Big Wedding? Featuring Robin Williams as Father Moynihan.
Didn't we already have a movie with him as a priest?
License to Wed.
Yeah.
It'll be just as good. Well, it was your first time seeing the Fast and the Furious 6 trailer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sarah and I got that last week.
Wow, they just... I mean, I gotta respect a movie series that brings Michelle Rodriguez back. Wait, no, I don't.
They did that with Resident Evil 5.
We all know how that turned out.
This does... I mentioned this last week. I've never seen any of those movies, but I'd rather watch this than Resident Evil 5.
What I'd rather watch is, like, in all honesty, and I'm sure you'll give me a look about it, but in all honesty, I would much rather watch, like, the Bollywood remakes.
Oh, the Bollywood ones?
Doom.
Yeah.
And Doom 2. And I think they're actually finishing up doing Doom 3. Mm-hmm. I hope. Fucking fingers crossed.
I'd probably rather watch that than a Fast and the Furious.
Because I think it's supposed to have, like, Ahmed Khan, the guy from Gajini.
Oh, right on.
Bollywood Memento. Which that dude was awesome.
Bollywood. I should probably watch it. I'm not the biggest Bollywood fan in the world. I'm not. Usually when I watch it, and I've seen plenty of them, usually when I watch a Bollywood movie, I'm like, there's a reason why the movie wasn't originally 3 hours long and a fucking musical.
Well, no, with Gajini, it's really nice, though, because, like, they divide it out. Like, the parts that are actually, like, reenacting Memento, there's no song and dance. It's really drab looking. It's really, like, hardcore. And there's, like, a section in the middle where it shows, like, his entire, like, lead up to relationship and, like, marriage. Which, in Memento, you see, like, 2 seconds of, like, Sarah Fox getting killed.
Yeah.
This one, it shows the whole process of them getting together, married and all that.
Does. Oh my god.
And then shows her get killed.
And
all that part is like Bollywood, like song and dance and all that shit. Brightly colored and everything. Yeah. And then it goes back to Memento and just dark through the rest of the movie.
God damn it, fucking tone, Jesus Christ. But you know what though? I will say this, with the Bollywood movies I've seen, there usually is always one scene that kind of makes it worth it. Like, something really batshit insane will happen. Like, okay, like Bollywood Jaws. Again, the first 90 minutes is setting up the love story between the couple skinny dipping on the fucking beach. Because, Jesus Christ, so fucking necessary.
Well, during that whole time, too, I don't think we see the shark.
No, not that I fucking recall. But then, towards the end, there's a batshit fucking scene with... What happened? Throwing a spear at a fucking shark out of a helicopter or some shit like that?
Yeah, it attacks a helicopter.
Yeah.
And then there's actually, like, one of the final scenes of the movie is, the shark is jumping over this fishing boat of, like, the guy he's kind of Quinn and, Brody at the same time.
Yeah.
But, it's like literally the shark is jumping over the boat and he takes a spear and like shoves it up and just cuts the shark fucking in half.
Yeah.
Like it's just raining guts down on him and like ah! The shark's like 1,000 feet long, so it just keeps going.
We rewound it to watch that part again. Just fucking take that shit back, man.
That scene's on. Oh, actually, I think the whole thing is on YouTube. Yeah, that scene is definitely a tonk.
Yeah, that's what it was called? Tonk? Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember. It's been a couple of years since we'd watched it.
There's always some scene in those crazy foreign movies that makes it worth it. Well, like that one we watched with Ed. I think it was one of the weeks you weren't there. What was it, like, Taiwanese Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
Or like,
I missed this one.
Yeah, it's really bizarre because like instead of like fixing up a summer camp, they're like all like couples staying in like a hotel.
Yeah.
And instead of like Jason's mom is also like a witch. And it's really bizarre, but there's one of the guys who seriously like spends the entire movie just fucking popping and locking, like dancing, like fucking like
Crispin Glover.
Well, no, like he's straight
Relax,
up like
Jimbo, you're gonna love this.
Fucking like Breakin' 2 style. Like,
oh, okay.
Like seriously, like there's literally a scene where like it just cuts away to like his imagination, and he's just doing this insane dance number. It's fantastic. It has nothing to do with anything, but it's just fantastic. Like literally, it's like he's like a mannequin in a store and just keeps like oh shit, oh. It just fucking starts going off. I'm like, all right, I'm curious to see where this goes.
This is one of the better Friday the 13th movies I've seen in a while.
It's better than 5. Just saying.
Well, I think that's about it, really. There was... Yep.
Let's wrap it up, Light.